Hey guys, it's Derek. We're gonna review the game between Light and Atomic. Light being my guildmate and guild leader, and I'm really excited to see how he plays the E7WC Global Final against Atomic. And he plays pretty similar to me, so I could give insight on what he's doing. And we can see that he really likes to play kind of the anti like what is it? Aflan probably like plays into Harsetti a lot with DDR, Elenov and Piera. And like his pre-bans aren't the same as mine as I go for Arunka and Piera because I don't own any of the Natalon Academy units. But this is pretty standard for people wanting to play really slow.
And tank down player, yeah, like you.
So I'm gonna just mute the stream because we're gonna use our own analysis. And let's see the playstyle of Atomic, and we see he likes to cleave, really likes the ban Harsetti to play his openers, and he likes his Elegos on ban protection to fight against A-flan picks, and then when he secures that, he picks it himself with Celine. He likes soul spams, so he's your standard like cleaver that tries to get just so much tempo on you through Elego, Celine, and A-flan, and he doesn't like playing against souls. And like Bellion, unlike new Arya, is like fully removes the soul. So if you pick two books, you can still use your two turn or two soul burns into them. And as we see, a light playing standard in a meta where standard is pretty terrible, as lower win rate had to play less games than the cleaver. But I'm pretty sure from an E7WC non-preliminary perspective, like if you're playing preliminaries, cleaving is broken. But if you're playing against the people who made it, I think you have to slow down, and I don't think Atomic's probably gonna do that. And it might just be the death of him against Cat. Let's see though how it pans out. So Atomic gets first pick, picks Lone with Piera. Um, Cat could answer with New Moon Luna. Yeah, I would say New Moon Luna. New Moon Luna FCC should be okay. Abyssal Euphion's also good because Abyssal Euphine will cut the CR push, so Atomic can't farm tempo to basically cut through his units. But FCC is also a fine pick because you can cut down the damage. But if Pierre's not going to be the main damage dealer, it's better to have Abyssal Euphine so you can slot in maybe a different Aureus. And as we see with Atomic, he goes for Tenebria, probably Umbral Keystone to get a CR push off the Fire Litica and band protection. And Fire Litica is looking to probably cause havoc with her S2, S3. But Abyssal Euphine's cutting that CR push, and because we know he's a cleaver, Abyssal Euphine is actually a stronger pick than Fallen Cecilia here. Cat's hovering Blue Pura, but I do not think he's going to pick it. I think he will just try to find a way to deal with the enemy team off his turn. I'm trying to think. I don't think there's any real strong pick because Atomic is abusing Fire Litica. Fire Litica is like one of the most unplayable characters to deal with. But we could see maybe an upset as Fire Litica, even though she's the strongest character in the game, people playing her aren't really consistent with dealing with how slow players deal with, as the slow player could gear score check them. And we see Dilibet coming out to deal with maybe the Fire Litica and push the team up ahead of the Tenebria. We see Ilanov come out to fight against some of the damage dealers that they can pick, and being a cleanse option for maybe the Tenebria on themselves, and even the Fire Litica if he opts to ban the Tenebria. But I doubt he'll go for it, as like the last two picks will be two DPSs, and it could be overwhelming for Cat if he doesn't ban one of them. But with Tenebria, you can't really cleanse your New Moon Luna and Aufine, so I'm not 100% sure about picking Ilanov. I would probably opt more for a safer pick. But if he is ER, he could resist the Fire Litica and push up heavily to deal some damage. I mean, he's hovering the Celine. He goes for it. A Mickey is a really solid pick into his team. It's a 4 spin probably, because a Mickey solos the entire right side draft. Um, right side draft, I think I probably will ban a Mickey and then left Cat. I feel like Cat will opt to ban the Tenebria. Yep. So the Tenebria is banned. A Mickey is banned. So we will probably try to just push up with Dilibet and try to tank his damage through Ilinov's pen resist. But I feel like Fire Flan plus Celine being let through could potentially just destroy the Ilinov and then just be able to wipe the other teammates clean off the slate. So going for the Fire Flan push up, we have Pierre who's going to probably just unload onto the New Moon Luna, I think. Like if he kills New Moon Luna, I think Cat just has no way to win. This is going to be a big S3 from A Flan probably into New Moon Luna, and then we're just going to see the Soul Burn probably from Celine come out, and it's probably going to be game from here, no? Goes into Dilibep, probably because he believes that his Celine will kill. I mean, it should kill. Soul Burn, 50% extra damage will just detonate that Luna. Ooh, it lives. So he's going to have to use another S1 into Luna. A little greed from that, but it should still be fine. S3 goes into the Celine. I mean, he's going to go for the kill on Celine. That's his only game plan, because the second Celine takes his turn and then presses S3, you kind of lose out on a lot of tempo as he's just going to get free hits into Aufine. Like, I don't see any real way Light can win from this spot. Brings out the S3 to give skill null. Like, how are you going to deal with this Celine if you don't counter? There's no world he can really do much into the Celine. Resetting it, but like Celine is going to still be able to get some damage off before she dies. And she has the soul burn, so she's just going to press S3 anyways. And you press S1 on Euphine. Don't crit. Pretty big not critting. Tank downs. But it still looks. Mm, I don't know. I still think Light has no way out of here. And this Illinov's going to fall soon. You get the kill on Fire Litica. Aphlan's gonna get some focus back. Probably is over. Um, you mean I would just finish off the Illinov. You can't kill anything else. Goes for the Dilibet. Okay. Soulburn kills Illinov and Dilibet, I think, and it's just game. There's no real misplay that Atomic can do from right side draft. Yeah. I mean, I think it's just a problem with like letting out these DPSs like and Tenebria. Tenebria causes too much chaos. Like I think a right side draft is like actually just too broken and there's no counterplay to it, honestly. The only counterplay is to outspeed and we know Light is not the fastest of players, so it's basically a guaranteed loss from left side. But now that those broken units are gone, Atomic now has to find some way to keep his tempo of being this aggressive cleaver up and honestly I can easily see Light just reverse sweeping Atomic because what other units can he pick that will kill Light? Light is, in my opinion, a way stronger player. His playstyle is levels above Atomic, but Atomic has the edge with being a speed player. The game is speed oriented, and he's able to just play the stronger meta units. But does he have the versatility to keep up the speed oriented playstyle with the high intensity of having strong gear, being able to take the turn one and punishing Cat? I don't think so. Not to like discredit Atomic as a player or anything, but like you're going to have to find a way to have a DPS outside of Celine and Aflan to kill this really, really gear score heavy defensive teams. And there's not really any good characters outside of that. Cleave is really strong for round one, but like round two and three, it's going to need to be really, really intensive, and you have to just sometimes just drop the style and go tank down. Like we still have Sea Phantom Politis available. Actually, no, it was banned on left side actually, which is interesting. So Hellion Lua, Sea Phantom Politis, Atomic has no real openers to play around with. He's going to be forced to tank down. He plays DJB, which he can opt for. He's still going to go cleave. Interesting. DJB Blue Piera, in my opinion, is not good in Datori. First pick. Like, I already think Atomic's draft is looking a little bad. Like, he's going to have enough speed to take a turn over Tori. And then now you have Blood Moon Haste coming out because Ilinov is banned, obviously. Blood Moon Haste is going to give Tori a chance to come back off of a DJB S2 kill if he pays Aros in ban protection. And you can also opt for a different Aureus, but I think Aros is probably the ideal option unless he opts for maybe Albedo. Mm, Moon Bunny also is very good. Moon Bunny counters the extra turn units, and DJB and Pierre are both extra turn units. You can't press S2 on Pierre, and S2ing on DJB stops the follow up damage. It is quite interesting. I mean, Urban Shadow Chu, FCC is still available. If he plays Urban Shadow Chu, FCC might be a force ban if he light picks it on 4. With another force ban 5, it's going to be very hard for Atomic to really do much with his last pick because he light can get a guaranteed force ban on last pick. He doesn't have to worry about it. He's only going to have to play against the first 4 units. Urban Shadow comes out. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for a DPS on 4. He kind of has to. Playing Fallen Cecilia is too passive. He cannot play Fallen Cecilia on right side draft. Fairy Tail Tenebria is a good pickup. And now Cat is punishing it with a Navy Captain Landy, which is interesting as right side draft has no real way to punish Navy Captain. Navy Captain will just go crazy. Like Urban Shadow is the only real person that can really deal damage to it. Laya coming out is going to just make it so none of these debuffs from Fairy Tail Tenebria will be really usable into her. Like this is really looking doomed for right side draft in my opinion. Can you be able to hold out this control for Urban Shadow to execute both Navy Captain and Tori? I don't think so. Like I think this is just a complete outdraft by Light. You press S3 turn 1 because I feel like if you S2 here, you're just asking to lose. Yeah, it brings out the S3. He's probably gonna go for early damage out on this Blood Moon Haste. Wouldn't be surprised if it also goes for Tori maybe to just be able to execute her. Yeah, he goes for the Tori, maybe trying to execute her. But honestly, if he kills Tori, isn't this not the best of situations for him? He's praying for no counters. But does it really matter if he doesn't land the counter or not? Because you get this big damage, but now you have skill null on everyone. How does Atomic clean up even if it wasn't for even if a counter did not happen? Like it just looks very hard for Atomic to do anything into this draft. He's going to need just so much damage to even whittle down this Navy captain after everything's been front loaded. The Doctor's Bag gives so much survivability to Haste and Navy captain. How does he do anything? Haste looks like he's just going to cause a massive problem for this fairy tale. The counter comes out, it's really huge. No salvo. Honestly, unlucky from Light not having a salvo 3 times in a row. I mean, he's a little lucky with the counters, but this draft, like, how does Atomic even win, even if he doesn't counter? A good Elburst from Light basically seals the game. Um, this is kind of insane luck, but I don't think it really changed the course of the game. Navy Captain Landy could just not counter a single time, and I honestly think BM Haste just still gets the revive off and the game is over. I mean, you can see it in Light's face. He knows that Elbers is in the end of the game was very, very unlucky for Atomic, but I don't know. I don't think he should really like feel like it was an RNG win, cause I think there's actually no way Atomic can win that game. And like if he can prove me wrong, it's like um I guess he can, and I'm wrong. But like from the perspective I have, Fairy Tale Tenebria will just die, revive Tori, revive Navy if she dies, and you kinda just now have no damage. Pierre and solo DPS Urban, and Urban will probably like be exposed from just killing DJB, and then like Pierre's stealths, you have real no way to stop Urban from dying. And this will go to a game three. Atomic probably praying Tenebria is still available because I think Tenebria is going to be the biggest problem. But I wouldn't be surprised if Tenebria and Firelitica are banned from Light on this pre-bans. Atomic probably going to go for maybe Ilinov and Abyssal Euphine bans. I wouldn't be surprised. Yes, Firelitica, Tenebria is banned. I mean, Atomic goes for the Solitaria brand so he can just slam an A-Flan early. Honestly, think this is kind of not good. I think slamming A-Flan early, banning Solly is really not a good look for the state of your kind of game plan. Picking A-Flan over Lone Wolf Piera, definitely an interesting choice. I think that's a massive throw. Abyssal Euphine is secured on Light's side, and it kind of gives him the ability to not worry. Atomic is thinking about cleaving. I do not think that's the play. Picking this A-Flan, you kind of just showed your cards, and then committing to a cleave is not a good idea. So he doesn't commit. He picks Fallen Cecilia, but he's still hovering Elagos. I am baffled he blocked in Elagos. I am not really understanding what's his game plan. This really already looks like left side draft is miles ahead in like honestly just miles ahead in viability and flexibility. Right side draft is now locked into cleave with an A flan first pick, which is interesting to me. Like actually it's insanely interesting to me because we're gonna have to deal with an Uberius Tooth Piera, and Piera being just a way stronger character in the current meta than this A flan in my opinion. Once she takes a turn, like the game is already over. Celine, Acades. Well, now we're kind of in a pickle for Atomic. Uh, you're going to have to hit Celine. If you hit Celine, Acades takes a turn. If you hit Acades, she could be Idol's Cheer, and it just pushes up to Celine to take a turn. And we, for some reason, locked in New Moon Luna into Acades' band protection. I think that is just really weird. especially the fact that Acades will now push up Celine, and you're not really playing like anything that could deal with it. Like a Mickey, honestly, in my opinion, is a better pick than New Moon Luna because a Mickey has the potential to kill all four of their units, and we have Archdemon Mercedes. I mean, he's just going for the seal kills, seal their team, but in my opinion, I think it's very bad. And then this Arya pick kind of seals the deal with the soul burn on New Moon Luna and Archdemon. He's has to ban Arya. I mean, even if he chooses not to ban Arya, you're gonna have to deal with this Piera. Like, I don't know, right side draft looks very like cooked. If I was Atomic, I would go for a Celine ban and just hope that the Arya and Pierre just doesn't have enough damage to like go through. But Fallen Cecilia is banned. Piera will just destroy your team if she takes a turn. Arya will just probably detonate and kill someone. Like there's really no win con in my eyes for Atomic. Like he's going to have to pull out like a lot of stuff just to get a win. Like if this is Idol's cheer, we just lost a turn now. Like like as I predicted, we're going to be Idol's cheer on Acades. With the way Cat was playing, it was very clear that was his game plan. And now we kind of fell into this trap, which was just going to cause like mayhem. Like how do you play the game when you do that? Like you have to just understand that cleaving is not the way when you see this light Acades come out. This New Moon Luna is an S1 bot for the Fire Flan. We're gonna get cut, and like Light can just push up his Arya or his Piera. He goes for the Arya. He's gonna go for the barrier plus maybe just a straight up one shot on this Archdemon. Or Luna is also an okay play since he just straight up kills. Like it was a very squishy Lumen Luna. He just gets the kill. It's probably just way better than going for Archdemon because I don't think you will ever kill Archdemon from this spot. And like, how does Atomic do anything in this spot? There's no win con. I think even if you land every single hit on Piera, you're just unable to play the game. Like we kill Piera, like how do you win still? Like I don't see any way we win from right side. Cause Arya, if this is Prayer of Solitude, this kills Archdemon, right? 30k HP. Oh, it's close. It's close, but he has no way to kill Arya. Once this Archdemon falls, the game is over. He has to seal the Aeufine, but having to hit Aeufine here is really bad because now you're just letting Arya alive, and she's just going to 1v1 everyone. You can't even kill Aeufine. It's just over. I mean, I feel like that's the problem. You cannot commit to the New Moon Luna Archdemon when there's late Acades Idol's Cheer on third pick. And this is game. Light secures the win, and he's going to the E7WC main stage. And I'm really happy for him because he's my guildmate, and it's really good to see him finally get into the main stage. And I think it's a very deserving win because rounds 2 and 3 was so obvious that like Atomic's draft just falls off after his main picks that are the meta-defining picks of Fire, Litica, and Tenebria are just unable to be picked. Because this 8th land pick kind of just signifies he's going to cleave, and when your main cleave units are banned, you kind of fall into the bait of now you're going to have to fight the old anti-cleave units. And like, how are you going to do anything into late Acades with 2 seal units? How are you going to deal with Celine once she's like ramps up? You have to ban her, and now Arya makes Soulburns unable to be used. Like it is just very hard. And when Lone Wolf Piera is open and we opt to pick Fire Flan over Lone Wolf Piera, I think that's also a very baffling sign. Like if Atomic really wanted to not if Atomic wanted to not do this play of cleaving, like if he just threw it away and decided like I'm going to go for just a little aggro instead rather than cleave, he doesn't ban Solly and he just picks the Lone Wolf Piera. And now Light is kind of forced to not just fully tank down or fully go into this anti-cleave angle. And it gives you an option to play Celine and Fire Flan later on in your draft and not worry about the Solly on 3 if you pick Fire Flan maybe like 4-5. Like, I don't know. It's just, I don't think it's a good play to go for the Solly ban. Especially when the game is on the line. Forcing this A Flan tank down players have kind of played so much into the A flan abuse that they've kind of mastered fighting against her and taking out the teammates that make her go crazy, especially in Cleave. But I mean, there's not much else to be said. I think a very good game one from Atomic, but he wasn't able to hold out till game 2 and 3. A little unlucky with the Navy captain counterattacks, but I think the game was already in Light's favor outside of that. Yeah, I think that is basically the rundown of the game. And very, very well played games 2 and 3 to reverse sweep Atomic.